size, and that's it's depending on what kind of energy it contains of. So there is a lot of this going on from different, you can say, scientists that are here for helping you, and it's accelerating and become more and more obvious for more and more people that this exists. We can't just come down and say, hello, where are we? Because you shouldn't understand it. So we're spreading this energy to help you transcend to a higher level where we are able to communicate and share energy.
Beautiful.
Do you understand this message?
I do. I know that I have videos of the orbs coming into my space, and they're small and they're blue. You say those would be a part of this, part of them coming through for myself. Now, our scientists, or there are those that are saying that there are really huge ones that came into the solar system, and they've been shielding the energy coming off our sun that is helping so it wouldn't destroy many of the bodies here on the planet that couldn't hold the vibration of the area of the space that we're traveling through, because it's really affecting our sun. Could you explain that to where one could understand it, or everyone could understand it a little better? What that they're calling it, the Spear Being Alliance, but
yeah, you can say that they are spheres, but that they are in fact different forms of ships having different missions, and there's a lot of this going on.
okay.
And in the same time, there is more and more on Earth is trying to put forward a lot of conspiracy things, like the Earth is not round, it's flat, and all kind of crazy things to try to stop or at least slow down this process, because this process has been known for the elite on your planet for a long, long time, and they know it's no way to stop it, but you can slow the process down.
Lars and I were having that conversation before we began this process. Understood. I ignore the flat earth thing. It's pretty obvious that that's ridiculous. We have a gentleman coming out now talking about the spheres that have shown up, and that they were really, really, really large, and there were maybe 100 or so that have been stationed around the solar system, and that they were assisting. And that is true then?
Yes.
Okay.
But that's not on the sphere of some kind of metal or something like that. It's energy that have a mission.
Yeah, they didn't say that it was that. They said, the gentleman clearly spoke, and he said that they're not ships, that they were literally energy entities, high vibrational energy entities that have come into the solar system to assist, and they're just calling them sphere a sphere being a line is because they're round, and that's the way they were perceived as they came in on whatever instruments they're using to detect them.
That's correct.
And that particular group of spheres, is that a part of the same, are you or this group here connected with that? I think I said that already, with those spheres. Is that correct then?
Yes.
And of course, I think I said this already, but those are the same ones that I was able to, because they came really small, I mean really small in the video, and I was able to capture them on the video, and not on purpose. They just were there when I went back to look at the video. Are they same group connected as well?
Yes.
And one thing that you said earlier, which I find is really interesting, Augustine and Isabel are two higher portions of myself that I've been told over and over in this, and I believe it wholeheartedly. But he said that there were two feminine aspects of myself that are in this on this council of the Ninth Collective. Could you elaborate on that for me? Just something personal that I was interested in.
They are the feminine side of you. They are there because the feminine side is easier to connect with feelings and relations with others. Feelings in the form of love, feeling in the form of, can we say, in the form of passion.
So they bring out the best in me, I would say.
If you want to rate it.
Okay, very good.
Sure.
Oh man, I had a lot of questions, but you've given me such amazing information, and you've given us amazing information. When we started the session, literally I called Lars and I said, Lars, I had some really important questions that I had a desire to ask, and I asked would he go under for me, and he says yes, which is why we're here. You knew we were going to do this, of course.
Yes, you decided to.
Because I always ask in advance, to please come forward for us and give us as much or anything that we would need.
But this energy is not disconnected from you, right? This energy is you.
Okay.
So
Well,
it's a good thing to do what you do, to ask them to come forward, because then you open up for another form of connection, another form of communication.
a higher aspect of myself.
Yes.
And now although I'm speaking now in terms of if I'm asking someone else outside of myself, I do understand that there is only one, and that I am just literally connecting to my higher self, which is, I believe, is the higher self of everyone. And I believe we are the one experiencing itself through all of us, through every collective, through everything that exists.
You're never disconnected, but sometimes you shut off the pathway.
it's necessary sometimes for experience.
Yes,
Understood.
it is. Because if it should flow openly in this frequency all the time, you should go mad. You should be overloaded. So that is a good way to open the pathway to all aspects of yourself when you ask permission.
Oh, very.
Because it's like you're knocking up a door or open a gate or like that. You open the pathway. That's a good method to do it.
Thank you. Well, I am so appreciative, and Lars is very appreciative for these opportunities to connect in this way. I had a question about the planet, about Gaia, and the question is, and it has to do with the planet itself. There are huge sinkholes that are happening all over the planet. I don't know, it's something just told me I should ask about that. And so those sinkholes where all of a sudden there's a huge hole, what is causing that?
It's a side effect of the expansion. We try to minimize all aspects of this expansion, but as you know, there are large tectonic plates on Gaia, and we try to make the impact of the expansion as small as possible. We're not causing a lot of disasters on Gaia, but sometimes these things happen instead, because it has to. It's like when you grow, you have to change your shoes because they are getting too small.
Understood.
And if you wear the small shoes, the two will soon pop out. And that's the sinkholes.
Okay, so the planet Gaia is expanding. It's getting bigger then, is it? Is it? Yes?
It's getting bigger is in its energy field, yes.
Okay, understood. Okay, and here's another question that I was asked. There are beams of light that you see that people have been taking photographs all over the planet. Blossom Goodchild, she spoke about it in her channelings, and like she said, it didn't come when they said it, when she thought, but they have started showing up and people are taking pictures of those. What are those pillars of light that everyone is catching on film, please?
It's us. It's you. It is them. In different energy forms.
You said it is who?
Us.
In different energy forms. And so is the energy coming down and helping with raising the vibration of the planet? Is this?
Exactly.
Oh, very good, very good.
And more people are sensitive for this because they are also extending and can see this going on in a different way. We have always been able to capture these images in digital form, but in your mind you haven't been able to see it before. It's not that it kept secret from you, but you just haven't had the ability.
But but now that the vibration is rising, now we're able to see them with our naked eye.
Yes, and it's getting more and more intense.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for that. I had a dream of a being who said that she was from the inner earth. I believe it was a feminine, and she had like this ornate thing on her nose and looked like she had a headdress, or she almost looked bird-like. And could you elaborate on that, what that was? She said she was from the inner earth. Is there a civilizations in the inner earth? And how am I connected to that particular one? And I was wondering why I was able to see that or to have that communication with her. Please.
There have been in the past civilization. There have always been civilization on Gaia as long as it has existed with different purpose. But there is no bad energy still allowed in the proximity of your solar system in this moment. There are, what can we say, there are entities that try to hinder or stop this extension of Gaia and the people or the humanoids or all living energy on Gaia to come to a higher frequency, because then you also will be able to see that not all is good.
The particular being that I saw, she didn't seem like she was negative or had any, she didn't seem negative. I was wondering why was I mean, I was in the bed and I was sleeping, and it was in my, I call it the dream state or what have you, but she allowed me to see her, and like I said, I was wondering, was I connected to her in any way, or was there a reason why I could see her? Is it because my vibration is rising high enough to connect to that, or I'm curious.
Yes, I want to ask you a question.
Yes, please.
What feeling did this encounter give you?
I was really excited because at first I could see like a green spaceship, like, or, you know, flying vessel, and then I can see this energy coming down, and then there was just like a form, and then I saw it and I was like, oh my goodness, and I walked up on it. She appeared and she was sitting there and she was friendly. She wasn't, and she said she was from the inner earth, and then she said they were here to get ice cream. And so I thought that was really nice. And then two more showed up, and she had her ice cream, and it was the kind of ice cream I had the night before that I went to bed. And so, like I said, I was excited and happy to see her. I was just, like I said, I was excited. I didn't feel any fear at all, and so that's why I was wondering, were they connecting with me, or, well, somehow.
So perhaps that was an aspect of you that gave you pleasure, that gave you, what you say, ice cream. That was an aspect of you, perhaps allowing you to feel good. But the inner earth, we don't know. I think it's more the inner you.
Understood. Understood. We keep hearing on the internet that there are civilizations that are higher vibrational beings that live within Gaia, and they are saying that Gaia is a honeycombed planet, and they're higher vibrational entities. Is that true? Are there higher vibrational?
The energy, the higher vibration exists, but there's no entities living inside Gaia. Why should I?
Another thing, so that's what I was wondering. They're saying that there are breakaway civilizations that were on the surface of Gaia, and after certain cataclysms, natural cataclysms, they went under the surface in the earth. I was just curious, is there any truth to that?
Yes, there was truth in this long million time ago, but they are not longer allowed to interfere. They are not longer able to interfere. They have left. They have left Gaia. And they have left this solar system. Because they can't go against universal law.
Very good. Very, very good. And here's, I think, my last question. You hear on the internet and through certain sources, I won't call names, it's not important, that these spheres that have come in have set up a barrier blocking off our civilization, blocking off the solar system from any negative entities who would make an attempt to manipulate and control or to hold back the process that we are going through on the planet. Is there any truth in that? They say we're in a quarantine, or we're being protected by the entire solar system, not allowing any other entities in or out.
That's true. You're all protected and you're taken care of, but there are some of you that is not so fond of this thing going on. There is the bad energy is coming from within. The bad energy that's trying to stop this is the one that have had benefits from this in the past. So it's not coming from outside, it's coming from inside.
Oh, very good. So I was told in the session before, these anomalies are things that we've created through our actions, and then they give them names such as the reptilian. Are there reptilian races in this galaxy that have manipulated us and that are stuck here on the planet? Is there any truth to that?
Yes, there is some truth, but they are not longer here. They are deported.
Very good. Deported. And I will say a name now. A gentleman, his name was Corey Good. He said that some of those entities, particularly white reptilians or whatever, that they were still here and trapped here to go through the process. And the only reason why I didn't think that something like that would be true, because if their vibration is really low and they're trapped here and the vibration keeps rising, it may harm them in a way. And I don't know. I just don't.
You're absolutely correct.
I don't see it.
That is why creative energy that still is in work, that people like you and many others is trying to expose, to get rid of it. Like you have this word Illuminati, and that is just some of the being on your planet. It's not a reptilian. It's not other bad energy. It just comes from this collective that want to stop this extension and want to. They have understood that they can't stop it, but they do anything to try to slow it down. But they are humanoids.
Understood. And that is honestly what I thought of. And the word karma, they try and say, well, I'll just go ahead and say this name, David Wilcock. He said that, and even Dolores Cannon, who I learned how to do this quantum healing hypnosis therapy through her, said that the people who, the lower vibrational entities that who are trying to stop this process will be stuck here as the vibration raises to have the karma would be to go through this process. Their low vibration would harm them or destroy them or kill them. And I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it would be something that would be really pleasant to go through.
Now that's a way of thinking of punishment. We don't use punishment. There is no such thing like punishment in that sense.
I didn't think so either. So, very, very good. And, okay.
We are not here to harm any being, any energy. We are here to help you accept to where you should be accepted to.
Because
it's all designed by you. It's all designed by, can we say, the source.
because this is a free will zone, is it not?
Of course.
And so, okay. So,
And so is the rest of the universe also. It's a free will zone.
very good.
In different universes, the free will zone. You can always say yes, you can always say no. And we try to help you not to be so affected of the ones that say no, because they can no longer exist in this dimension. If Gaia is going into another dimension, so they will be removed.
Very good. Now, I'm not in any way, shape, or form trying to discredit Corey Good or discredit David. I believe it's just the way that they understand from the information that they've been given. But the Corey...
They are not trying to lie for you. They are not trying to cause any harm.
Exactly.
That's the way they experience it. And they are right in some aspects, but it's beyond that. Last 2 years, there has been a lot of things going on. A lot of things have switched over or transcending, and everything that will not be a part of that is allowed to not be a part of that. As you that have understood that this is a good be here.
You said I'll still be here, so I guess I've already chosen to stay with the planet and go through the entire process in my physical body?
Correct.
Oh my. Of course you're going to be here with me to... of course. So, just to clarify, because I did mention these gentlemen's name and I hold them in really high esteem, David and Corey, and of course Dolores Cannon. When Corey spoke about going to the moon and having these meetings with these reptilians, and they were saying that they seem to have been artificial intelligence or nanobites that have activated those bodies for intimidation purposes. Is the technology that they have able to do that in order to make it seem as if, you know, there was this white royal dragon family who is it some type of technology that they're using to put it in this way for fear?
It's fear and illusion. It's, you know, this energy shifting that's going on, affecting people in different ways. You talked earlier about this tingling feeling in your arm. Someone can think that they can see things that not is really what they see. They are some kind of illusions, because we all and every entity on earth is going to experience this in different ways. But this thing about bad energy is not coming from outside of common, but another form of entity that they are not allowed to take part in this.
Understood. I was told in the session before that these negative he called it a negative anomaly that is created by negative actions and thoughts and beliefs, and that have been put out into the universe, and this is the way it comes back. Because he was saying that the one gentleman said he had to fight a demon, and it was something that he created through his thoughts and his beliefs and the way he was raised in a particular group of people. And so that makes a lot of sense.
Definitely, because you are able to manifest whatever you want.
So I had one very last question then, and I think it's already been answered, because one thing that Corey Good said in his session was that people who have been abducted by the military, they called it my lab. He said when they get older, they have neurological problems, and that's why I was thinking with my arms feeling my right arm in particular feeling the way that it did. And when I heard that, it was strong in my head. And there is another gentleman, which I'll be doing a session with tomorrow. He felt like the exact same thing was happening to him as well. Had I been a part of that? Have I been MILAB'd or military abducted? You know, I had all those dreams when I was in the military about being abducted, and I saw these, what they look like, praying mantis and all of that stuff. These are my experiences. What was that, please? And that'll be my last question, if you could elaborate on that and my lab connection, if at all there is any.
If we put it this way, that mind controlling entities. They are trying to break you down to be in a certain way, and we cannot say for 100% that you are not being tampered with in that area.
In this physical incarnation of me as Hank, I may have been, you say?
You and others may have been, yes.
Understood.
Because they have no boundaries to achieve their goals. But they are not, for so long time now, be able to do this to you people. But a lot of mind tampering has gone on in the military for as long as it has existed. That's a part of their.
Did I volunteer for that? I mean, for physically incarnating to be a part of that? Or did we?
It's a little hard to explain, but not everything you go through here is a part of such plan. Sometimes I don't. I'm sorry, but I can't find the right word.
I understand. So my thought is, I've been told in these quantum healing hypnosis therapy sessions, as well as what you're saying here, I'm a part of these councils, the Council of 9, the Council of 11, and we're ninth energy entities, ninth collective energy entities that have come to the planet to stand up for universal law. And after having gotten here, could they tell the vibration of us as we were being born, and that's how they were able to pick us out which people to use to be able to do this? The ones that who weren't reined in, the ones before they were stopped and discontinued?
There is not just one answer to that question. It's
Understood, okay.
It's you are here to help with this changing going on, not only here, but everything you do will affect all of the universe. If you do it in a way to cause harm, it will resonate through all the universe. And the energy that comes back to you is affecting you in that way that it's like you're creating your own reality that is not real. You're creating a reality that suits the purpose of some forces. And it has been this for many years on Gaia. But we are now cleansing out that ability to enforce this negative energy, because it has a big impact on the rest of the universe.
Understood.
And it it's now decided that this has to stop. Can you relate to our answer?
Yes, I can relate to your answer. So, like you said in the very beginning, because I guess I do hold a high vibration, and I am from, I guess, the Ninth Collective Wellness Council, which is, you said that's why myself and Lars are feeling the tingling in our arms, because we're holding so much vibration, and that I should be more active in order to help channel that energy, as opposed to being so stagnant as I have been. And in terms of thinking that I have been possibly mylabbed because of the you say you can't say 100% that I haven't been, but I was just wondering, was it the MyLab thing? Because is that, or no, I'm sorry, let me put it this way. Because I'm holding such a high vibration, and Corey is holding such a high vibration, and he's been through what he's been through, or has he a part of the collective as well who's housed this high vibration? And he was saying that a lot of people who have been put through that process, from his understanding and his experiences, are experiencing this. Is it because they're all high vibrational entities that have come to help the planet, and that's why they're experiencing it that way, as opposed to something that is an after effect of something that they've done to us, or something that has happened outside of us, in terms of like being sent back into the past, or sent to somewhere and then 20 years brought back for 20 years 2 seconds later? Does that make any sense?
Definitely.
Okay.
But when you have this feeling in your arm,
Like right now, in this very moment.
there is tingling. Does it affect your does it affect your use of your arm in any way?
No, not at all. I'm a licensed massage therapist. I use my hands for a living.
Do you have still the same sense, feeling in your skin?
I do, the same strength and all. I just feel like my nervous system is not on fire with pain, but I can just feel it. It feels like I feel like it's like a tingling, like I can just feel it. And sometimes it's both arms, and like a year or so ago, it was in my legs, and then I just kept sending love to it, unconditional love, and it sort of dissipated. But I'm feeling it so much in my arms, especially my right. Like right now in this very moment, there's no pain, full sensitivity, but
what we want you to do, Hank, is go check out your joints, your elbow and your shoulder, with a physician, with a doctor, and make sure that they are okay. And we also want to say that it can be hard sometimes to see the difference in why sometimes you can, let us put this way. If you fall asleep laying on your arm, you can wake up and the arm feels like it's disconnected from the body.
yes, that's it. That's it.
And when the circulation is going on again, we can feel it's almost like you are having 1,000 needles in your skin. Is that the way you feel in your arm?
The interesting part about it is I know when I do sleep on it at night, and I felt like, because I always sleep on this arm, which I feel like I need to go see a chiropractor. That's what my mind is telling me. Hank, go see a chiropractor. Something needs to be adjusted, because somehow one of the nerves may be pinched or something to that effect. I wasn't thinking I needed to go to a physical doctor, but like my higher, my higher mind or something is telling me I need to go see a chiropractor and to be adjusted. But
the chiropractor can be a good thing for you, Hank. The chiropractor can take a look at this effect you have in your arm. You can also do a lot yourself, as we told you, after being static, try to shake loose, start up the circulation, because it's not only the energy you can block, it's also the flow of everything in your body that you can block. And you need to let it flow. And perhaps you should go to a chiropractor and let him or her take a look at it.
very good. Wow.
We can't see anything physical wrong with you right now.
Wow, very good. I appreciate every moment, every single time we come together like this. And of course, it's only given me lots of more questions, but I'm going to stop right now. I feel so blessed. I would just ask right now if you could scan Lars's body and scan my body as well. And while you're doing that, if you, with a loving light, of course, if you could, anything, we're going to post this, anything that anyone who hears this video, if you have a message for humanity right now, would be amazing, because I know someone is listening to this, and I know you're going to say something that's going to help them exponentially. So if you could share any positive, loving message for humanity right now, we would appreciate it tremendously.
We'd like you to know that it will benefit all of you if you stop listening to the brain shattering you are receiving every day. Listening to your intuition and your feelings, and go with that instead of all. Stop, follow your feelings.
You said,
and trust your intuition more than you do.
you said brain chattering? Is that what you said?
That was a name that we like to give it because you should understand.
Understood. Brain okay.
You have two halves of your brain. One is connected with reason, and one is connected with everything else. And the reason side of your brain is what has become the most used part of humanity, and we call it brain shattering. Brain shattering. It's going on all the time. It's never quiet. You need to be quiet, and the way to be quiet is to meditate. The way to be quiet is to listen to your feelings and listen to your intuition, because they are the only thing that want the best for you, because they are you.
Beautiful. Wow. Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. We love you.
You're welcome. We love you too. And we are with you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alrighty then, now in this moment, If Lars, I'd like you to take a long, slow, deep breath through your nose and slowly release it as you feel the relaxation moving through your body. And we'd like to thank everyone who came forward. We appreciate all the information they've been giving us. Now I'm asking the subconscious to recede to where it belongs with much love and thanks for the help and information that it has been giving Hank and Lars and humanity today. I know we're all going to appreciate it, and I want the entities from all the other lives and all the other dimensions and levels of existence that we were speaking to also to recede into the past, into the future, into the forever moment of now where they belong, with much love and thanks for the information that they have given us. We remember that the things we are listening to and what Lars was watching are from the forever moment of now where it belongs, and we will leave them where they belong. We only bring them forward as a curiosity to learn from and to have information from to help apply to our present lifetime. And in that way, they are valuable and have importance. But as we listen to these recordings and go over the material and we put it into place, it will not bother us in any way, mentally or physically. It will not bother you, Lars, in any way, mentally or physically. That is very important. And now I'd like all the subconsciousness,
or at least slow down this process, because this process has been known for the elite on your planet for a long time, and they know it's no way to stop it, but you can slow the process down.
Lars and I were having that conversation before we began this process. Understood. I ignore the flat earth thing. It's pretty obvious that that's ridiculous. We have a gentleman coming out now talking about the spheres that have shown up and that they were really, really, really large, and there were maybe 100 or so that have been stationed around the solar system, and that they were assisting. And that is true then?
Yes.
Okay.
But that's not on the sphere of some kind of metal or something like that. It's energy that have the mission.
Yeah, they didn't say that it was that. They said the gentleman clearly spoke, and he said that they're not ships. That they were literally energy entities, high vibrational energy entities that have come into the solar system through for myself. Now, our scientists, or there are those that are saying that there are really huge ones that came into the solar system, and they've been shielding the energy coming off our sun that is helping so it wouldn't destroy many of the bodies here on the planet that couldn't hold the vibration of the area of the space that we're traveling through, because it's really affecting our sun. Could you explain that to where one could understand it, or everyone could understand it a little better? What that they're calling it, the Spear Being Alliance, but
yeah, you can say that they are spheres, but they are in fact different forms of ships having different missions, and there's a lot of this going on.
okay.
And in the same time, there is more and more on Earth is trying to put forward a lot of conspiracy things like the earth is not round, it's flat, and all kind of crazy things to try to stop.
To assist, and they're just calling them sphere, sphere being a lines because they're round, and that's the way that they were perceived as they came in on whatever instruments they're using to detect them.
That's correct.
And that particular group of spheres, is that a part of the same, are you or this group here connected with that? I think I said that already, with those spheres. Is that correct then?
Yes.
And of course, I think I said this already, but those are the same ones that I was able to, because they came really small, I mean really small in the video, and I was able to capture them on the video, and not on purpose. They just were there when I went back to look at the video. Are they same group connected as well?
Yes.
And one thing that you said earlier, which I find is really interesting, Augustine and Isabel are two higher portions of myself that I've been told over and over in this, and I believe it wholeheartedly. But he said that there were two feminine aspects of myself that are in this on this Council of the Ninth Collective. Could you elaborate on that for me? Just something personal that I was interested in.
They are the feminine side of you. They are there because the feminine side is easier to connect with feelings and relations with others. Feelings in the form of love, feeling in the form of, can I say, in the form of passion.
So they bring out the best in me, I would say.
If you want to rate it.
Okay, very good.
Sure.
Oh man, I had a lot of questions, but you've given me such amazing information, and you've given us amazing information. When we started the session, literally I called Lars and I said, Lars, I had some really important questions that I had a desire to ask, and I asked would he go under for me, and he says yes, which is why we're here. You knew we were going to do this, of course.
Shape, different color, different size, and it's depending on what kind of energy it contains of. So there is a lot of this going on from different, say, scientists that are here for helping you, and it's accelerating and become more and more obvious for more and more people that this exists. We can't just come down and say, hello, where are we? Because you shouldn't understand it. So we're spreading this energy to help you transcend to a higher level where we are able to communicate and share energy.
Beautiful.
Do you understand this message?
I do. I know that I have videos of the orbs coming into my space, and they're small and they're blue. You say those would be a part of this, part of them coming